What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon. MLB DFS video. It is Wednesday. It is April 17th, and we are back with another video. Another weird Wednesday main slate that's early in the day for whatever reason. We're part of that, once we get into the warm summer months, we'll have the normal slate, but we're checking it out. We're going to do things a little bit differently if you've never been here before. If you've been here before, you know the drill. But if you have been here before, you know what's coming next. We have a chance at 2 giveaways every single video. Okay? First way to win, like this video, be a YouTube subscriber, and leave a comment for the comment picker. If we get at least 50 likes on this video, someone will win a free week of FTA Plus at FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. If this video gets 100 likes, someone will have a chance to win a free month. 150 likes, someone will have a chance to win a free year. And if this video or any video get 200 or more likes, someone has a chance to win a lifetime pass worth $500. So that's the first way. Second way, like the video, be a subscriber, and tell me who's going to hit a home run and what inning they're going to hit it in. If you get that correct, take a screenshot of your comment here on this video and email me dfshelp1@gmail.com. That's dfshelp, the number 1@gmail.com, and we will get you set up for a free week of FTA Plus. So we're going to start off first. We're going to see who the winner of yesterday's video is. So in that video, we had 55 comments and 109 likes. So you have a chance to win. So let's see who's going to win a free month. And you can win every single day. So let's see who it is. Ryball22. I liked how you went over the odds and the sprinkle of home runs along with the pitching props. Appreciate it. Let's bring home some bacon. Yes, I've never seen this username before, so maybe you're here for the first time. But welcome or welcome back. I've just never seen your comment. But you have won. So if you see this, like it, let me know you saw it, and then email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com, with an email and a username you would like to use on the website. Or if you already have a username on the website, let me know what it is, and we will get you set up for that free month of content. So just kind of like what the comment said, we're going to go through every single game on this slate. We're going to look at them. Then towards the end, because right now I'm having the simulations and algorithm run in the background, we're going to give you the top 20 batters through 10,000 simulations. Now, we do 20,000 simulations a day, and that's when we update all of the information under the MLB tab right here. You can see all that. That'll be updated. We're going to give you the top 20 there. Then we're going to give you some of our favorite prop bets. So this is something we started yesterday's video. We're going to continue it. If it's something you like, definitely let me know. So we do have a couple of weather concerns. Minnesota at Baltimore, Texas at Detroit. It's kind of the storm that went through where I was. We had tornadoes. The internet was going very slow right around lock time for Tuesday slate, and it's just moving that way. So we got Texas at Detroit, does have some weather concerns. And then we should be clear the rest of the way, but again, anything can happen. So let's take a look at all of the games right now. So the first game on the slate is San Francisco Giants at Miami Marlins. Keaton Wynn versus Trevor Rogers. If you've been with us before, you know that I know Keaton's family. They live about 15 minutes away from me, 10 to 15, depending on if I'm driving or my wife is driving. So it's always cool to see. He does have a plus matchup here against Miami. Trevor Rogers, 27 plate appearances, 120 batting average. So, Trevor Rogers has been up and down. Both of these pitchers have been up and down. And we can kind of just look at this. And actually, this game's not even on the slate, is it? For whatever reason. 12-10, 105. Yeah. So we can't even play this game. They do have a single game where you can play the single game where you could take batters and pitchers. But we're not going to cover that. We just cover the games that are on the actual slate that we can play that aren't single game slates. So I do know Keaton. I know his family. It's a cool story, but we can't use him here. So we will move on to the next game. Minnesota at Baltimore. Baltimore absolutely dominated this the Baltimore stack yesterday. Now we got Pablo Lopez versus to be announced Lopez, 31 plate appearances, 310 batting average. It's honestly very hard to take a pitcher against this Orioles team for the most part. You see he comes in 1-2 record, only 16 Ks in 3 starts, 4.86 ERA. Detroit, he only got 7.6. Cleveland, he got 6.6. And then Kansas City, he dominated Kansas City. I cannot wholeheartedly feel good about taking this Pablo Lopez here against this Baltimore team. I am taking Baltimore all day, every day. The bats, it honestly will depend on the bats, but Adley, you could look at Ryan O'Hearn, Mountcastle, Colton Cowser would be a cheaper option. You could look at him. You could look at Jordan Westberg, which I almost put in one of my lineups yesterday. I did not. And then, of course, he had a home run early in the game, so I was kind of hitting myself over the forehead like, what did I do? But we still have other options. It's a new day. You can make better choices. You can build your lineups that way. So, that being said, Baltimore-wise, maybe Zimmerman. It could be Bruce Zimmerman. So, it was supposed to be Tyler Wells. So, last time I looked when I put the article out. So, this is the article. Also forgot to mention, in the description of the video is this article right here. You can check it out. We've got the pitchers we like, and we've got the batters, a few batters at each position we like. Also, in the description is our Discord channel, so go check that out. And we have partnered up with DFS Hero to bring you one of the best, if not the industry best, optimizers. You can use our information with them. But the cool thing with them is the link is down below. If you click the link, you deposit for the first time, you go through the trial, and then you purchase a month pass from them, we're going to give you a month free of FTA Plus. If you purchase the year pass from them, we're going to give you FTA Plus free as well. So, that being said, go check that out. Tyler Wells, another elbow issue. It's wild how many pitchers are having these issues. So, Zimmerman, it's questionable whether or not he's going to be the guy. I don't know if he will, though. If he is, I don't know anything about him. We kind of just look... yeah, so, I mean, he didn't do too well in spring training, so that's the problem. Probably not using him. I think in this game, you could just be looking to stack both of the offenses in this one and feel pretty confident about this. So, with Minnesota, Kirilloff, Santana, Byron Buxton, like you could find Eduardo Julian you could look at as well. So that would be what I would do. I wouldn't probably go with either of those pitchers. Pirates, Mets, Bailey Falter versus Luis Severino. It's a pitcher's park, so you know if this game is in here, it's always a pitcher's park where you could have in store for a possibility of a pitcher's duel or someone going off. It depends. So let's just take a look at their numbers real quick. Bailey Falter's down here at 5,000, all the way at the bottom. Game log wise, he's actually been good the last 2 games against good teams. He got 16.9 against Philly, 14.3 against Baltimore, but Miami he did go minus 3.8. So I don't know why he's this cheap. Does come in with 4.20 ERA, only 6 strikeouts. The problem is he's not striking out very many, but at this price, at 5,000, you're really able to go anywhere. And against the Mets, 50 plate appearances, only 16 K percent, so he doesn't strike out a ton, but a 214 batting average. So he has had success against this Mets team before. Now it's in a pitcher's park, and he's 5,000. I'm okay with him as a tournament pick. Sevy, we look at him. Like I've said multiple times, when he is on and his stuff is great, he is one of the best pitchers on the planet. It's just been a very long time since he has been there because he's been injured the entire time. Then against Milwaukee, he really didn't do anything, gave up 11 hits. But since then, against Cincinnati, had a great start. Against Kansas City, who they've been hitting very well, 4 strikeouts, did have 4 walks, but had double-digit fantasy points. Again, comes in with a 3 ERA. 7,300 is the value there. Honestly, I feel none of the bats jump out to me right now for this game. I could see either pitchers. Or you could even probably build a lineup with both of these guys. Now, again, it's if you make multiple lineups, I would do that. But honestly, I don't mind that strategy. The bats don't jump out to me right now. I do kind of like both of these pitchers. Rangers at the Tigers. We got Dane Dunning versus Tariq Skubal. Dunning, 37 plate appearances, 294 batting average. Tariq Skubal, 23 plate appearances, 381. So they really haven't seen a ton of each other. Dunning's basically a start and a half worth of at-bats. Javi Baez is 2 for 9. Don't care. Javi stinks. That's 222. McKinstry's 5 for 9 with 2 doubles. That's 556. And then you got Mark Cannon 1 for 2. That's a 500. So that's why the numbers are bumped up there. Honestly, I don't mind Dane Dunning here. The problem is the weather. So we could see some problems with the weather. Then we would be a little bit concerned because, again, the worst thing that could happen is this game starts, we have Dunning, we pay his price, then the game delays in the middle, and then we're screwed because we paid $7,100 for him. So if we look at him, game log-wise, his best game, he's faced Houston twice, and he's actually done decent against them. Strikeouts, the last game against Houston was only 3, but then the 2 games before that, he had 7 strikeouts apiece. So I honestly don't mind Dane Dunning here. The Tigers-wise, Tariq Skubal, again, it is a 23 plate appearance, so basically 1 bad start. Jonah Heim, 2 for 5, that's 400 batting average. 333, 2 hits. 1 for 2 is 500. 2 for 3 is 667. And then that's kind of where the numbers come from. So, Skubal, again, this is a problem. I'm scared for the weather. This is one where I would say take either of these pitchers, but let's wait until we get closer to first pitch to see if the weather's going to hold off, if this game's even going to happen. So, as of right now, I do like both of these pitchers, but it is weather dependent. Padres at the Brewers, you got Michael King versus to be announced. I was trying to see if they've possibly put anyone in here yet. Freddie Peralta, he did pitch Friday. It is Wednesday, so technically it's his start. We did use him against Baltimore there. So we used him on Friday, and I think he was a picture. Was he the picture of the article on Friday? And he went off. 6 innings against Baltimore, 1 earned run, 11 Ks. Absolutely dominated there. Now, this is a little bit better matchup. Obviously, Baltimore's offense is amazing. But Peralta at 9,300, I don't mind him if he's the starter. Again, we're still kind of waiting. It's not been confirmed. So once we confirm it, then we can kind of see. Let me check the phone real quick just to see. Yeah, it's not been confirmed yet. So you can kind of look at that, and if it is Peralta, I do love him. Then you got Michael King. We kind of see he comes in here, depending on what we're looking for, is 7,000. Game log wise, against the Dodgers on Friday, we did stack the Dodgers there, and he gave up 4 home runs. It was the game where we did stack Dodgers, but we didn't have all of the home run hitters, so it was unfortunate. But we did cash using that. I would not use Michael King. Comes in with a 4.19 ERA. He does have 19 strikeouts, though. It is a little bit better matchup. You can see he's had to face the Dodgers twice and San Francisco twice. Not the easiest of matchups overall. Tournament-wise, I'm okay with Michael King. I think in this game, if it is Freddie Peralta, he is your cash option, and Michael King would be your tournament option. The bats, really, at the moment, probably I wouldn't go with any San Diego bats. Milwaukee bats against King would obviously be Yelich, Willie Adames, Rhys Hoskins are the ones that I would look at. Then we got the Braves at the Astros, Max Fried versus JP France. Now, Fried forgot how to pitch. The Braves are falling apart right now. Acuna forgot how to hit home runs. He gets on base and he does steal bases. But, Spencer Strider's out. Ozzie Albies is now on the IL with a fractured toe, I believe. Fried is, well, let's just take a look at Fried. So he's still priced like, He's at 8,000. 8.74 ERA. Miami gave up 1 earned run, his best start of the year. Prior to starts, Arizona and Philly, negative points. Now he's going up against Houston. In Houston, I cannot trust him. I would rather take Yordan, who smashes lefties, Kyle Tucker, who smashes lefties, Jose Altuve, who smashes lefties. Like, I would take an Astro stack or two. The Astros are a team where I might find a couple of different stacks for them and go that route there. So I'm not on the Fried train. I'm really not on JP France either. I would look at both sides. I would look at, with Ozzy Albies being out, Orlando Arcia gets a little bit of bump. Michael Harris gets a bump. Acuna gets a bump. Matt Olson. Like, I feel this could be a very high-scoring game. I would not be surprised if there is 10-plus runs in this game. Could be even higher. It just depends. JP France is not really bringing much. What I don't want to pay for JP France, and there's no way I'm paying for Max Fried. So that's where I'm at there. So we do have the Royals at the White Sox. And I believe, so there's a weird slate here between Atlanta and Houston, Kansas City and Chicago that you can use this. I love Brady Singer. He was the picture of the article and video yesterday before the game got rained out. It's still the same thing. But to be completely honest with you, if you play this little slate here, it's Brady Singer, and then I guess you go with JP France and hope Atlanta doesn't hit. I don't know. I don't know where you go with this one. With two pitchers here. Another little trick of the trade is if you think Max Fried maybe he gets lit up early, you can remove non-probables. You could dig into Atlanta's bullpen and see if there's a certain pitcher that is a long relief pitcher who goes maybe like 3 or 4 innings, and you can actually put them in there for like 4,000. That is another way to do it. Not a lot of people know about that strategy. It doesn't work out all the time, but on a 2-game slate where these pitchers are kind of trash, that's a way you could go about this little slate that we're not really going to cover because there's not much going on there. So yeah, it's Brady Singer in Kansas City if you can. And then the second game's not on the slate. Or is it on the slate? Is it on this main one? It is. So, wait. Pitcher-wise. Oh, they moved it. So Singer is on the slate. They have the weird, DraftKings has the weird, stupid little, afternoon 2-game slate for absolutely no reason whatsoever. So yeah, in that sense, I would use Brady Singer against Chicago White Sox here. Wouldn't be surprised if he absolutely shoves. Same thing as what I said. If you want the whole breakdown, check out yesterday's video. Broke it down there. I would look at Brady Singer, 9,200. I like his matchup better than Peralta at 9,300 in that same little area there. So that's what I would do. Then this game is not on the main slate now. So they've moved this game off to, in turn, put in the Brady Singer, which is awesome because I'd rather take him over Michael Wacha. Then we get to the Yankees at the Blue Jays. You got Marcus Stroman versus Kevin Gausman. We saw this matchup last week sometime. Stroman overall has had their number. He came in and game log wise didn't have it against Miami. Just didn't have it against Miami. 4 earned runs in that game. 95 pitches. You're basically looking for right around 100 pitches out of Stroman as long as they are effective. Against Toronto, 6 innings pitched there, 6 Ks, 98 pitches, 23.1. They've moved him up from 7,800 now to 9,100, so his price is up there. But I would rather take Marcus Stroman there. I know the Yankees have lost 3 in a row. I know that's happened. And then you got Gausman. So Gausman in this same matchup, 9,000. He was the highest priced pitcher on that slate at 10,000. He had minus 1.8. So he has gotten negative points 2 straight games. Oh, no, against the Yankees, he was minus 10.6. Only went 1.1 innings, gave up 5 earned runs. Hopefully we get that Yankees team that does it to him again. He has been dominant to them in the past. You can see 198 plate appearances, 251 batting average, 26.8 K percentage. So he's dominated them overall in the past, but they just dominated him his last start. So I would be looking at Stroman and the Yankees bats here. It really depends on the lineup that comes out, but Soto, Oswaldo Cabrera, Austin Wells if he gets in there, Volpe, He had his first 3 strikeout games since last August. So a lot of things have to go wrong. But Gausman, his price-wise, I'd rather take Stroman here, and I'd rather take the Yankees. Then we got the Nationals at the Dodgers. You got Jake Irvin versus to be announced. Jake Irvin, 31 plate appearances, 250 batting average. It's hard to take him. It's the Dodgers for me, and that makes sense. It looks like it's going to be Landon Knack. We don't know if he's going to be the starter, but if he is, 6,500 would be pretty good price for him against a very bad team. So if Landon Knack is in fact starting this game, you could be looking at him as a cheap option, and then you're able to pay up for any other pitcher you want. And then you stack the Dodgers. Really doesn't matter who you stack with. There's so many options to go with this Dodgers lineup, especially against Irvin, that I honestly don't care what Dodgers bat you use. And I think that's pretty self-explanatory. St. Louis Cardinals at the Athletics. You got Steven Matz versus Paul Blackburn. If you would have asked me at the beginning, 2 weeks ago, if I would have suggested either of these guys, I would have said absolutely not. It's in a pitcher's park. Matz has been pitching well, and Paul Blackburn has been pitching well. So let's take a look. So Steven Matz is actually only 6,700. Game log wise, he was 7,300. 180 ERA for Steven Matz, 1-0 record, only 8 strikeouts. That's the problem. His strikeouts are down. But it's in a great ballpark here, which at 6,700, I don't think you can go wrong with. Then we look at the flip side of this. Paul Blackburn, 7,600. 0 ERA, 1-0 record. He's faced Washington, Detroit, and Cleveland. Double digits, 7,600. Pitcher's park here. At home, he's already pitched twice at home. His splits at home, 13.1 innings, 8 hits allowed, 3 walks, 7 Ks, no ERA, and he's averaging 18.7 fantasy points per game. So what we're looking for in baseball, basically 2 to 2.5 times value. So 7,600 times 2 or 7,600 times 2.5, which he has hit in those games right there. So I do like this matchup for him. I think this could be a low-scoring game. I don't mind either pitcher here. I'm probably off of the bats. Unless, the algorithm and the simulations later show we should go in a different direction. I like both of these pitchers. Both cash, both tournament. I really don't care, and I love this ballpark to pitch in. Then we got the Cubs at the Diamondbacks. Jordan Wicks versus Brandon Pfaadt. So Wicks, 16 plate appearances, 250 batting average. Brandon, 44 plate appearances, 300 batting average. Pfaadt has been struggling this year. So we do look at this. We look at Jordan Wicks here. You come down. He's 6,900. Game log wise, Seattle, 7 fantasy points. Okay. The Dodgers actually had his best game of the year against the Dodgers. The problem is he's only gone 4.2 innings max, and the rest of the games have been 4 innings. Does have strikeouts, though. So the strikeouts are there. Unfortunately, you would obviously love to see him go deeper into games. Whether or not we're going to get that and feel comfortable about it, I don't know. Tournament-wise, 6,900 I'm okay with. The problem with him, he's not qualifying for a win. Comes in with a 5.68 ERA. I'm probably looking at Arizona bats. And then Pfaadt here, 7,500. Comes in with a 6.48 ERA, 17 Ks, 1 win, 138 whip. 4.1 against St. Louis, 11.4 against Atlanta. Start off the season very well against Colorado, 21.1, but has struggled since then. The matchup here is not ideal. I'm probably leaning away from both of these pitchers. I would look at the bats. So the bats that I love for the Cubs, Morel, Bush. I would look at a little bit of Cody Bellinger, Nico Horner. I don't mind. On the flip side, Arizona. Christian Walker against the lefty is always a plus. Ketel Marte at the top. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. against the lefty. I don't mind that. Corbin Carroll. Blaze Alexander would be a cheap option. It just depends on the lineup that comes out. That's what I would look at. Again, it's Coors Field Jr. The ball flies out of there. Would not be surprised if this is one of those high-scoring games, too. Then we got the Reds at the Mariners. Andrew Abbott versus Bryce Miller. The Mariners have just looked... I don't know how to explain their offense. They have not looked like the playoff team where we saw. Andrew Abbott's actually been... We used him his last start. Let me find where he's at. 8,200. We used him in his last start against the White Sox. If you can take a pitcher against the White Sox this year, 9 times out of 10, it makes sense. 103 pitches. I mean, he's going right around 90 to 100 pitch range. 21.4 was his best start. I don't think he replicates that start, but he could. But I do like him against Seattle until they show me that they can hit like consistently. Now, Julio has struggled this year. The lefties or the righty bats have struggled this year. This could be a get-right game for them, but I will have some exposure to Abbott. Then Bryce Miller, 15 plate appearance, 417. So not a ton. You could look at the Reds. You could look at Spencer Steer. You could look at Jake Fraley. You could look at Ellie De La Cruz. It's probably what we'd look at there. There might be a couple others, but again, we'll find those when we get our player projections. But I'm off of Bryce Miller. I'm looking at Andrew Abbott, and I would look at the Reds as a stack. Then we got the Rockies at the Phillies. Ryan Feltner versus Chris Sanchez. Feltner, 53 plate appearances, 311 batting average. Sanchez, 15 plate appearances, .077. So we look at Feltner. Where's Feltner? Oh, this game's not even on the slate. These 3 games, there might be a slate later, but I don't believe they have a slate up right now. Let's see. Do they have a slate? They didn't when I brought this up. Is it this one? Oh, yeah, the night slate. Okay, so we do have a weather concern here for Colorado Philly, but we will look at that. So Feltner versus Sanchez. You got Feltner down here, 6,600. Game log wise, he's actually had a couple of good starts. A really good start against Tampa Bay, an okay start against Arizona, and an okay start against Toronto. Strikeouts, 4 last game, 10 against Tampa Bay. Not saying he's going to do that. I'm probably looking at Philly bats. I think Feltner for tournaments, if you're making multiple lineups, I'm okay. But I think I'd rather take Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber, Trey Turner. I would look at the Philly bats there a little bit more than I would look at Feltner. And then Sanchez, we used him his last start against Pittsburgh, 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 6 Ks, 19.3 fantasy points. He's got a great matchup here. I do love me some Sanchez. So we're going to put him in there as well. Philly bats, Sanchez, Feltner for tournaments I'm okay with. Then you got the Angels at Tampa Bay. Reed Detmers versus Zach Littell. Detmers is the picture of the video in the article. Absolutely love what he's bringing to the table. I picked him up last week in my season-long league. He's 9,000 on this slate. 104 ERA, 3-0 record, 26 Ks. The strikeouts are there. He's faced Boston and Baltimore, so good teams. Now he's facing Tampa Bay. I love his matchup here. I'm all in on Detmers, as you could tell by probably when you click this video, have his picture. I don't want Littell. I kind of love me some Mike Trout in this one. None of the other bats, I like Logan O'Hoppe, Mike Trout, and Nolan Schanuel here, and Reed, and I would all over Detmers for this game. I don't want Littell. I really don't want any Tampa Bay bats. Then the final game, Cleveland at the Red Sox. You got Ben Lively versus Tanner Houck. So we look at this. Ben Lively coming off the IL. Yeah, he has not pitched this year. Do not know. Yeah, so I don't know if he's going to go into games, like if he's going to go 5 innings, if there's a pitch count, if it's a limit, if he's coming out of the bullpen, if this is going to be a bullpen day. I'm probably off of that one. Then you got Tanner Houck here. 8,400 is kind of steep here. 204 ERA, though. He's pitched well. Angels, 5.2 innings, 4 earned runs, 1 fantasy point. 2 games against one game against the Angels, 6 innings, 7 Ks. A game in Oakland, 6 innings, 10 Ks there. So he's been pretty damn good. I would definitely look at Houck a little bit. Cleveland's been hot, but I would look at Houck. So in this little slate, I'm off of Lively. Feltner for tournaments I'm okay with. Sanchez, I'm in. Littell, I'm out. Houck, I'm in. And Reed Detmers, I'm all in on with one of my core plays. Then this slate for pitching-wise anyway, I'm okay with Falter. I mean, strikeouts aren't a ton, but I mean, 5,000, you can't really pass that up. JP France, I'm probably off of. Irvin, I'm off of. Zimmerman, I'm off of. Cannon, I'm off of. Knack, if he is starting and not on like a leash, 6,500, I don't mind. Steven Matz, I'm in on. I'm off of Jordan Wicks. I'm off of Michael King. Dunning, I'm okay with. Severino, I'm okay with. I'm off of Fott. Blackburn, I love. Max Fried, I don't want anything to do with. I do like Abbott. I'm not paying up for Lopez against this Baltimore team. I don't want Miller. Gossman for tournaments because he's had the Yankees number in the past, just not the one start this year. Stroman, I do like. Singer, I love. Freddie Peralta, I love. Skubal, I'm 50-50 on because Texas bats are really good. So that is the breakdown. Those are the pitchers and some of the bats. Now let's take a look at the pitchers, or the top 20 bats after 10,000 simulations, and then some of the prop bets afterwards. So get a paper and pen. Let's get going. So we've got number 1, Bobby Witt Jr., number 2, Acuna, 3, Michael Garcia, 4, MJ Melendez, 5, Yordan Alvarez, 6, Anthony Volpe, 7, Vinny Pasquantino, 8, Jose Altuve, 9, Aaron Judge, 10, Nelson Velasquez, 11, Ketel Marte, 12, Dalton Varsho. I actually saw a picture on Twitter today that Dalton Varsho's dad, or Varsho, was born 9 months and 1 day after his dad's final MLB game. Went out with a bang. Next up is, well, hold on. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. 13 is Corbin Carroll. 14 is Kyle Tucker. 15 is Bobby Witt Jr. 15 is Christian Walker. 16 is Bo Bichette. 17 is Alex Bregman. 18 is Juan Soto. 19 is Lourdes Gurriel Jr. And number 20 is Matt Olson. So the simulations so far are really loving Kansas City in that first game by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the top 20. It's got few Yankees, 3 Yankees, 3 Arizona bats, 4 Houston bats, and a couple of Atlanta bats too. So it is good to go. That's 10,000 simulations. Again, since it's an early slate, the projections and everything will be updated pretty early in the morning, and we will have updated after 20,000 simulations as well. But some batter home runs. So these are some of the best options or best opportunities to hit home runs in this slate. Yordan against Max Fried, plus 369. Vinny Pasquantino against Cannon, plus 369. Dalton Varsho against Stroman, plus 405. Ronald Acuna Jr. against JP France, plus 421. Bo Bichette against Stroman, plus 452. MJ Melendez against Eric Fetty. So this would be just sports betting since it's not on slate, plus 510. Matt Olson against JP France, plus 529. Now, the best batters to get stolen bases. Let's try a different strategy this way. Acuna seems like he's stealing base all the time. Plus 213 right now. Brandon Nimmo at plus 747. Dalton Varsho plus 817. Spencer Steer plus 843. And Bo Bichette plus 890. And then batters just to get hits, ones that have great matchups here. Some of the best matchup: Bo Bichette against Stroman for a hit. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. against Jordan Wicks. Vinny Pasquantino against Cannon. Yordan Alvarez against Max Fried. Acuna against JP France. Justin Turner versus Stroman. And Juan Soto versus Kevin Gossman. So there you have it. The breakdown of the games, the pitchers, the bats, then the top 20 bats through our simulations, and then some of the best player props on this slate. Again, depending when you watch this video, the player props, the odds have probably changed. The earlier you get in with these props, the better. So if you're one of those, hit the bell notification on these videos so you know when they go live. So when we give you those bets, you can put them in as well. That being said, that's what I've got. Check everything out in the description of this video. Go check out everything on the website, FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. Sign up for FTA Plus. It is $30 for a month, or it's $29.99 for a month, so less than $1 a day, and that includes MLB, NBA, NASCAR, PGA again tomorrow. The Masters just ended. PGA tomorrow. We've got you covered. We're kind of mulling around the idea of MMA. Again, we did it in the past. I don't know if that's interesting to you guys, so just trying to get some other ideas as well. So that's what I've got in this video. Good luck, and as always, let's bring home some bacon. Peace!